welcome back to Newsport Radio, Freeland's #1 radio show. As always, I'm your host, Sterling K. King, king by name, king by reputation. Today's broadcast is made possible by Trident Brand's new miracle weight loss and cure for loneliness. Are you feeling stout, nervous of an upcoming trip to the beach? Fret no longer, our miracle cure will have you shedding pounds within minutes. Having trouble meeting that special someone? Doomed to eternity of being alone? Now that is a thing of the past. Our new tonic guarantees a psychic link with an immortal leviathan of the deep, meaning you will never be alone, ever again. Purchase your bottle today! Now, back to our heroes. Last we saw, they had found two men believed to be responsible for the professor's murder. After an altercation near escape, and some, convincing, the criminal in question are scheduled to get some answers. Now, it's time to get some answers.
In the silence after the fight, the four of you stand in the wind-swept cabin as the fetid air circulates around from the rotting fields of flesh that surround you as far as the eye can see. Hap, you lay on the ground, you sort of shove the guy off you and pin him down, ready to be bound as sort of Squiggums comes over to assist you. Paige, you sort of watch just from the sideline there. Thor, you're still sitting over in the passenger seat next to the gentleman that you just recently impaled. The wind kind of whipping directly behind you from the shattered window. What would you guys like to do?
Is our guy unconscious?
He is presently unconscious, though he's just been choked out, so it's probably an issue of seconds, really.
Okay. I have some rope. I'm gonna start tying him up.
Yeah.
Okay. While he's doing that, I'm going to go over to Thor, and I'm gonna punch him.
I'm sorry? I'm
Does
sorry?
a 6 hit?
You're going to attack me! You dare approach!
Is that a nat 1? That's a nat
Yeah.
1.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So with the nat 1, Squiggums sort of storms angrily up to Thor and leans back to throw a punch and slips on a small pool of blood that's slowly trickling down the seat and forming on the floor.
Did you just try to strike?
Bitch, you picked me up by the leg and threw me out the roof!
Did you just try to strike me? Yes or no?
Bitch, you know the answer already. Of course I did. I'm gonna stand up.
I'm gonna kick Squiggums.
Okay, order of operations. Thor, I believe you would get your kick in first as Squiggums is standing. So go ahead and throw me an unarmed attack roll.
So yeah, 8 times.
Alright, so you go to kick Squiggums and he kind of does this slick combat roll maneuver, kind of bringing himself up to his feet as the two of you kind of stare off.
I would very much like to interrupt them.
Yeah. As you finish sort of binding the guy tightly, he hasn't shown any signs of stirring yet. What do you want to say, Drew?
Gentlemen, remember, same team, and folks, do not be alarmed. These men have committed a crime, and we're simply here to apprehend them.
This guy nearly killed me!
Well, now you're even.
No!
Let's check how many more bullets my gun has.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you sort of pop open the chamber there. Takes you a second to find the mechanism to open it, but it's a relatively simple wheel lock gun. Looking in there, you see it was initially a 5-shot revolver, and now contains 3 shots.
Okay. That mind for later.
I'm gonna punch him again.
Oh my god.
Dare.
Fuck! What? Another nat what?
You're on a roll today, man.
Why am I getting Brent's rolls today? This isn't how it's supposed to go.
The luck of Yito shines upon me.
My life is not easy, welcome to it.
Let's get out the good old fumble chart.
Better hope you don't go flying out that window.
That's a 21.
Mmm.
Alright, so Squiggums, once again, you rise up and lean back for another good punch at Thor. This time, like, incredibly confident that you will hit. However, avoiding the pool of blood on the floor, the residual blood on the bottom of your shoe is enough slickness to bring your feet out from under you. Your skull bounces off of the side of the seat between Thor's leg, and you lie on your back, just kind of stunned for a good, like, 6 to 12 seconds as, like, so stars dance in front of your eyes.
Have you had enough yet? That'll be good yet, folks.
No! We're not even yet!
Explain to me again why you're trying to hit me.
You damn near killed me! You threw me off the train!
And you're alive. For now.
Only 'cause some fire-throwing dumbass saved me.
And you're alive. Are you not?
No thanks to you, bitch! I'm gonna punch him again.
Oh my
I
god.
can change this quickly. I say as I pull back the hammer on my revolver.
If you nat one again, Paul, quit D&D.
It's a 9. For fuck's sake, why is this happening?
This time, you bring up, like, one more punch, and, you know, it looks like it's gonna hit clean. It comes in pretty close, and Thor just kind of slaps it aside. You're immediately met with the barrel of the revolver, just kind of casually pointed in the direction of your bodily self.
Have you had enough yet?
I'm going to provide this opportunity for a responsible party to intrude.
I will shoot you. I have 3 bullets left. If one misses, I have 2 more shots. I think. Yeah.
Maybe we should all just calm down.
I mean, this guy next to me, he looks pretty calm. Aren't you calm, buddy? You're pretty calm. I'm gonna just tap the gun against his head a little bit, poking him with it.
He looks a little, like, sweaty and pale. You're not sure whether or not that's pain or nerves. Could be a nice little combination of both of them there. But he doesn't speak.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna need that javelin back, so whenever you're done with it, just pull that out.
He just kind of, like, observes you really coldly, trying his best to do a bit of, like, a dispassionate bit, but, really all you see is him terrified.
Okay, so question to everybody else. Do we only need one of these?
Well, it might be a good idea to hold on to both.
You sure? This guy's giving me side eyes. I don't trust him at all.
Well, you did just stab him, so I wouldn't trust him. But, you know, let's ask him some questions. If he doesn't answer them right, you can throw him off the train if you want.
Oh no, I have other plans.
Well, Paige, I imagine you have some questions for the gentleman.
Guess first I'll just walk up to the guy who's conscious and say, "Why did you kill him?"
He sort of looks at you with very, like, pleading eyes, but continues his trend of not saying a word.
Are you not allowed to tell us?
He kind of looks slowly to the side at Thor, and then, like, raises both of his hands in his bindings very, very slowly, incredibly slowly, towards his collar, and he kind of pulls it down, exposing a section of his neck. We see a very subtle, pale mark right there.
Like a scar?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Oh, I'm great at that. 19?
Outstanding. This is a sigil of warding. As you know, a sort of arcane mark placed on something that can be triggered under very specific stimuli to either release the effect of a spell or just fucking explode.
Guys, I don't think we're gonna get any answers from them.
Why?
They might explode.
Well, hold on. Does that prevent you from talking?
He kind of gives, looks in your direction, Hap, and gives like a slow nod.
Does it prevent you from writing?
He shrugs.
Well, let's find out.
It's at this moment that you hear like a snarl from beneath your foot, just a deep like, and immediately that young gentleman begins staring at the ground.
Oh.
And yeah, it is very clear that that gentleman is now conscious.
Well, he's conscious but tied up, so, well, I guess it's, this guy's turn to try to answer.
So, what do you want to do?
Give him a little slap across the back of the head and tell Paige to ask your questions to this guy.
So you roll him up and kind of like prop him up with his back against the base of the seat there. He doesn't give any real specific resistance, but kind of like takes you in sort of calmly and dispassionately.
Can I give him a quick pat down?
Yeah, go ahead. Investigation or perception?
I'll do investigation. Oh jeez, a 6.
So you sort of like begin like patting down his person. You don't really find anything. There's a billfold in there with a couple of Babrashkin brews off their printed currency they have over there. Otherwise you don't find anything.
Well, that wasn't helpful, was it?
Kind of gives you a grin, a few teeth missing, his mouth welling with blood.
Why don't you go ahead, be a friend, and tell us why you killed the man?
And who would that be?
The professor? The mage whose spellbook you stole and stuffed down the toilet?
I don't know. A damn thing you're talking about.
You know, I get the distinct feeling you're not telling the whole truth.
It seems you feel like you're in a position where keeping quiet's going to benefit you, but we know you did it. We don't care if you admit to it. Just tell us why. I mean, that's really all that matters. Your story doesn't end well either way, I'd imagine. You go to jail, you die. It's really on you at this point.
Jail? I don't think you've taken adequate stock of the situation. And it's around this time that you hear like heavy footfalls coming from the door just to your left. And then there's a sudden bang against the door that amounts to essentially a bunch of noise and thunder and nothing. And you hear some brief argument going on the other side.
I'm sure that's fine.
I'm gonna get up and go to the door, gun at the ready, and just kind of brace against it to make sure it can't get opened as easily.
Alright, so Thor kind of moves in between the two of you, propping himself up against the door. The suspected assassin, this gentleman you've just engaged with, just kind of watches, not really seeming to have much skin in the game at all.
Is there a window on the door at all?
Oh yeah, a little porthole.
Could I look through it real quick, just to see what's on the other side?
Yeah, of course. Just through there you see a couple of security guards in the same sort of uniform as Sheriff, but missing the shoulder pads that he had.
Okay. Is Sheriff with them?
Yeah, he is not with them.
Alright. I'm gonna look to everybody else in the train cart and just say, okay, you do what you need to do in here, I'll go stall them. With that, I'm gonna open the door and walk through close behind me.
Do we need to stall him? I mean, he's a bad guy, shouldn't we just, let him do the thing?
Already gone.
So, as Thor opens the door and begins to move out, he is immediately sort of struck by one of them attempting to shoulder the door a second time just as it's opened. The man sort of immediately pulls back, and there is a sudden gunshot, and there is a loud pa-ting as it ricochets off the side of your helmet, Thor, embedding itself up into the ceiling there, and then silence for a brief moment.
I'm gonna stare at the guard and just yell, "Jeez Louise, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
That was a warning shot! Put your weapons down!
Bullshit, it was a warning shot.
Can't prove shit! Weapons down! I'm warning you now!
Why?
What do you mean, why? There's fucking gunfire! All sorts! That man's blood! Dear God. And, he just sort of goes suddenly pale, looking over your shoulder. What do you want to do?
So he's looking over my shoulder right now, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna let him do that, and just, stand there, and, my gun is ready. It's my gun now. Hammer's already been cocked back from when I pointed at Squiggums. So, I'm just gonna have it at my hip level and kind of level it to try to maybe get a non-lethal shot if I need it.
Okay. This sounds wise. Anybody else?
I'm just going to take a seat with the rest of the passengers and just keep my head down.
Alright.
With the way the door opens, can they see me?
Yeah, they can see you. Unless you want to make a stealth check, but I think it's a bit late. This man sort of stands, face pale, staring over your shoulder, and raises his gun once again.
Do you really think that is in your best interest?
Halfway through your sentence, his gun goes off, and you hear like a loud shriek from behind you. This time, nobody is able to resist turning around. As you do so, you see a mass of flesh just sort of boiling with eyes and mouths, keeping pace with the side of the train. The people near this window seem dazed and just not really there. Like there's something going on in their head. And then a wave of sound strikes you. A dark whispering in an eldritch language that none of you recognize, leaking into all the cracks deep within your mind.
It's not abyssal?
It's not a language that you recognize. It sounds like 1,000 languages compounded on top of each other, all vying for competition and drowning everything out.
Was that a stone glitched out?
Everybody roll a wisdom save.
Alright. I rolled a 10.
5.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
I'm scared because you got a 10 and you got a 5, and now I'm like, oh god, what am I gonna get? A 4?
10.
Alright. Paige, Squiggums. Both of you, the whispering seems to like penetrate deeper. Thor managed to just sort of shake that shit off. But to you, it starts to resolve into speech. Into the dark, twisted speech deep within your mind. Deep whispering of, join the concourse. Become one with the flesh. So, everybody, roll initiative.
Okay.
Fucking nat 1! What the fuck?
Dude, you're fucking cursed today.
What happened?
You're having a bad time.
You getting them ones.
What happened?
Hey, 12.
Look at this
Why am I
array.
living in Thor in fuck whose world is this? Brent's world. Fuck. I don't like this. I don't like Brent's world.
It's not a good place to live, my dude.
Hap, it is your turn first. You just shook off the effects of this dark whispering. What do you want to do?
Well, that is a lot of mouths, so I don't want to get close to it. I would like to fire my short bow at it.
Alrighty. Roll me an attack roll.
23.
That'll definitely about do it.
Wow. I think that may be my highest attack roll ever.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And a solid 3 damage. I'm here to help.
That is far less good as your bow sinks into the flesh of the creature and just kind of is absorbed by the continual movement, amounting to very little.
Lovely.
Anything else?
Nope, that's the end of my turn.
Paige, you are consumed and overtaken by these threats of bodily violence mixed with offers of union and joy and eternal happiness with this carnal chorus, as it calls itself. Roll me a d8.
3.
So yeah, these whispers penetrate you. You raise your hand with the other on the grimoire, ready to cast a spell, and you hear, "No, stay your hand." And you cannot bring yourself to strike this creature.
Thank you for joining us for another part of our adventure. If you liked it, please leave a like and let us know how we can improve in the comments section. If you'd like to see more and get notifications when we release another episode, you can subscribe and ring the bell. We also have social media which we use for something, I'm sure, and a Discord server that I promise definitely isn't dead. Oh, and our editor reviewed The Love Bug on his own channel. It dropped
3 days ago.
You should check it out with the link in the description. But once more, thanks for watching, and we hope you'll join us again.